In the heart of a small African village, there lived a landlord like no other. His name was Ndamukong. Known to the villagers as a prosperous man, few knew the dark secret that fueled his wealth. His tenants came with hope, but one by one, their fortunes crumbled, though few ever understood why. A young man, Adeleke, smiles as he carries his bags into his new house. A look of hope and excitement shines on his face. "This place is perfect," Adeleke says excitedly to Tunde. "It's affordable, close to work. I finally feel like my luck is turning around. My life is changing already." Tunde nods but worried. "Just be careful, Adeleke. I've heard strange stories about this landlord. People say his tenants always start well, but they end up worse than they began. Strange things happen after they move in," says Tunde in a worried tone. Adeleke brushes this off with a chuckle. Months pass. Adeleke begins to notice strange occurrences. First, he loses his job unexpectedly, his relationships. Finally, even items in his house begin to disappear and reappear in strange, odd places, and a growing sense of dread hangs over him. Adeleke, speaking aloud to himself, frantic. What's going on? This doesn't make sense. How can everything be falling apart?" On the other hand, Ndamukong sits in his dark room, surrounded by talismans, bones, and ancestral relics. His face is half hidden in shadow as he murmurs under his breath an ancient incantation. The room fills with an eerie glow. But what could he be doing? Ndamukong, in a trance. "Take from them what you give to me. Their good fortune shall be mine." The whispers around him are restless, whispering in a language only he understands. Ndamukong continues to go, sits on his throne-like chair, smirking. He counts his money as an eerie glow fills the room. The restless whispers again, but he controls them with a wave of his hand. Whispers in his ear. "You've taken from them their luck, their happiness. But there is a price to pay." Ndamukong hesitates for the first time. The power he holds is intoxicating, but dangerous. Adeleke and Adeleke's friend, Tunde, desperate and confused, seek the help of an elder from the village, Mama Chioma, an old woman and village elder known for her spiritual wisdom with deep knowledge of the supernatural. Tunde to Mama Chioma. Something is wrong with Adeleke. Ever since he moved, his life has spiraled downward. Adeleke, pleading, to Mama Chioma. "I've lost everything. I don't understand. Why is this happening to me?" Mama Chioma, eyes narrowing, speaking softly. "There is something dark in that house, child. I warned this village long ago. You are not the first to come to me like this. There are forces beyond what the eyes can see." Adeleke looks at her, confused but intrigued. Later that night, strange noises fill Adeleke's home. The lights flicker, shadows grow long, and a creeping fear sets in. He sits up in bed, clutching a piece of cloth, sweating. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows through the room, knocking over a traditional African sculpture on his shelf. The air becomes thick with a presence, almost suffocating. He realizes the something is coming for him. Adeleke, screaming, pleading, "What do you want from me?" Mama Chioma. Knowing this poor young man will end up like the long list of other tenants that this evil landlord has wiped out, arrives at Adeleke's house, enters the room, her eyes glowing with ancient knowledge of the supernatural, whispering, "It is not you they want. It is him. Ndamukong. There is only one way to stop this, but you must break the curse." She hands Adeleke a talisman. "We must confront him. Ndamukong has been stealing from his tenants. He uses his ancestral spirits to rob them of their fortune and feed his own wealth, but his time is running out. The spirits demand balance," says Mama Chioma. Adeleke stares at her in shock, the pieces slowly clicking into place. Meanwhile, Ndamukong sits on his throne-like chair, smirking as he counts his money. His wealth seems endless. The spirits, restless, swirl around him, whispering in their ghostly tongues only he understands, whispering, "You have taken their fortunes." But we grow impatient. Ndamukong, smirking arrogantly, "They will not stop me. They have always obeyed." Adeleke and Mama Chioma arrive at Ndamukong's house, determined to end his reign of terror. Ndamukong is there, but now, for the first time, fear flickers across his face. Ndamukong, defensive. "You think you can stop me? You don't know what you're dealing with." The room grows cold as the spirits manifest around Ndamukong, their ghostly figures swirling with power. Mama Chioma, chanting, "Spirits of the ancestors, return what was taken." Ndamukong tries to command the spirits, but they no longer obey. His control over them is gone. He stumbles back, panic rising in his eyes. Ndamukong shouting, "No! I gave you everything! Obey me!" Ndamukong feels the spirits closing in on him. His powers weaken as Adeleke, holding the talisman, steps into his house. Adeleke, yelling, "This ends tonight, Ndamukong! Your time has come!" The spirits, enraged, now fully visible, close in and surround Ndamukong. He pleads for mercy, but they show none. The ancestral spirits reclaim what was stolen. His wealth, his stolen fortune, begins to evaporate before his eyes, sucked back into the ether. His ancestral spirits, furious, reclaim what was taken. And so, Ndamukong learned. The spirits demand justice, no matter the power one holds. What was taken must be returned. Ndamukong, now a broken man, collapses as the spirits drag him away into the darkness. With Ndamukong gone, Adeleke's life slowly returns to normal. The curse is broken. The village is at peace once more. But the memory of Ndamukong lingers, a cautionary tale for generations to come. Mama Chioma watches over the village, knowing the balance has been restored. Moral of the tale: greed and exploitation come at a high cost. Those who steal from others, whether their fortunes or their spirit, will eventually face the consequences of their actions. True wealth and prosperity must be earned, not taken, and those who disrupt the balance of nature will ultimately lose everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. We hope you enjoyed the tale as much as we enjoyed sharing. Until the next share, please stay safe.